Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety and FBI are investigating a kidnapping attempt that happened earlier this week. According to a post on Facebook, at around 6:45 p.m. on Tuesday, 3 unidentified men attempted to abduct a minor in the area near American Creek Horse Road in Kyle, South Dakota.
Thanks to a concerned tribal member, the minor was not taken, and authorities were immediately notified. Anyone with information related to this incident is encouraged to contact the Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety.
A judge in Flandreau has delayed the murder trial of Joseph Hook by another 5 months to allow his attorneys more time to prepare their defense.
Hook's trial will now begin on October 14th for the death of Moody County Deputy Sheriff Ken Prorock. During a pursuit, the sheriff has mixed feelings about Thursday's ruling.
Do the trial right the first time so we don't have to go through it again. That's my standpoint. But on both of our office and the family, it's frustrating because you're kind of mentally preparing for this is what's going to happen, this is when it's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, just kidding, now you get to live in that pause for another 5 months.
Attorney General Marty Jackley says the later trial date is reasonable given that this is a death penalty eligible case.
There's only one inmate on South Dakota's death row right now, and his name is Briley Piper. Piper and 2 other men were all convicted in the brutal killing of Chester Allen Pogue in 2000.
Piper has lost all of his appeals in state court, so now he's taken it to the federal level.
Tomorrow, the court's going to hear very narrow arguments with respect to what we call exhausted claims because they've been exhausted already in front of the South Dakota Supreme Court.
Elijah Page and Daryl Hoadley were the other 2 suspects in the case. Page and Piper were sentenced to death.
Page was executed by lethal injection in 2007. Hoadley was sentenced to life in prison.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. More warm and windy weather today, Brian.
Yes, indeed. Mild above normal temperatures and that strong wind. That's the biggest headline of the day today. We've got temperatures at 53 in Sioux Falls, 45 in Watertown, 49 degrees in Mobridge, and 55 Rapid City with northwest winds 25 to 40. Now, the wind obviously contributes to the fire danger. We're going to talk about that. Talk about the chilly start to the weekend, but then next week, another chance of some precipitation. We'll get to that story in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Brian. Day 2 of the South Dakota High School State Wrestling Tournament is about to be underway in Rapid City.
The Monument, which is hosting the event, will also be hosting the President's Cup Indoor Soccer Tournament, as well as the first of back-to-back Rush hockey games, all under the same roof later tonight.
That just shows how a community can support sports. And that's additional investment in facilities, refurbishing existing facilities. All of that just shows Rapid City's hand that we're a major player in hosting sporting events.
The Rapid City Sports Commission is hoping that weekends like these can help them continue to attract more major events in the future.
A new Sioux Falls business is looking to give creatives an outlet for their artistic skills.
The Maker Circle will host summer camps for teens and tweens to learn art skills. It will also host workshops for people to learn different art crafts.
We really want the community involved. We're excited to have activities for families on Levitt nights and activities for kids, when they're over at the splash park.
The store also sells local art. The Maker Circle makes a point to not take any of the artist's profits.
A new way to watch KELOLAND News is ready for viewers who don't have cable or who aren't currently in the viewing area. KELOLAND Plus is an app that can be downloaded onto any Roku, Apple, or Fire TV device.
KELO is part of the first wave of stations with this new opportunity.
We're one of the first Nexstar stations that have been tapped to proceed with the CTV product. And what's really neat about it is one of the reasons why we were picked is because we have such a great digital first culture.
To learn more about how to download the app and what you can watch on it, you can visit this story here on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, as we wrap things up here on KELOLAND on the Go, we've got a red flag warning in effect for The county shaded in the pink. That does include Huron, Pierre, Winter, Yankton, a big part of northwest Iowa. That's where temperatures will be warmest today in combination with the strong winds that'll be moving through a big part of the region, not just over the red flag warning areas, but including all of northeast South Dakota as well and southwest Minnesota. In fact, I would argue the wind speeds in those spots may actually be the worst today. Sioux Falls, it'll probably get close to 50, so do keep that in mind if you're driving in the rural areas, and those gusts of wind are going to catch you quite a bit here as we go through midday and early this afternoon. Wind-wise, I do expect some decrease in Aberdeen by late afternoon, and then through the evening hours, a steady decline. We'll see some pretty chilly numbers tomorrow morning. Lows will be back down in the lower teens along Interstate 29. West River, folks, you're not going to feel quite as cold with this front. And in fact, tomorrow we'll pick up a south wind and rapid. We'll be back in the 50s in southwest South Dakota, but there will be a change here. East River, Sioux Falls will be in the upper 30s. Yeah, that's not quite as warm as what we've had. Sunshine, though, will help, at least in the east. There'll be a belt of cloud cover central South Dakota. Winds, too, much lighter on Saturday. We'll take it. There's another look at the big picture. You can see that cold front system there. There it is, high pressure center right smack dab over Sioux Falls Saturday afternoon. And usually high pressure brings us fair weather conditions and lighter winds. Sunday, we pick up a south breeze. It'll start to warm back up. We'll go into the 50s, and then a couple of small lead systems coming in Monday afternoon, Monday night. There's a hint of some thunder shower activity in northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, southern Minnesota. We'll see where that ends up, but that's something that I've noticed. And then as we get into Tuesday, the regional weather picture is more active. We have some rain chances here in South Dakota, maybe some snow chances on the backside of this system. At this point, the main low goes through Kansas, Missouri. So if that's the case, that's where the heaviest moisture will go, and certainly could see some big storms in Missouri and Arkansas with a system like that. So it's in our neighborhood. We'll get to watch it. We'll get probably some cooler weather behind that too. There's a closer look at today. Again, don't forget about all the wind in the 50s. Sioux Falls to Pierre to Rapid City, all in the 50s this afternoon. Folks in the Northeast, you're going to be kind of chilly, 43 there in Sisseton, and that wind will make it feel colder. 7-day forecast, 50s are back early next week, Monday 57, but then we watch the position and the timing of that system by Tuesday and Wednesday. At this point, it looks like there will be at least a rain component to it and maybe a few snowflakes on the back side of it, with 38 for a high on Wednesday. Aberdeen in the Northeast, I'd also like to keep that mention of some pockets of either light rain or light snow Tuesday into Wednesday. Lows at night will be down into the 20s. And then for Pierre and Rapid City, we'll see those temperatures too declining into the 40s by Tuesday and Wednesday. So everybody's on the same page with some chillier weather. Yeah, it's March. It should be that way, right? Maybe some wind, too, on the backside of that, with Tuesday in Rapid City at just 39. Check out more details about the weekend and beyond online at KELOLAND.com.